Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Mauricette Diaz, and on this channel I share a lot of information about nutrition, weight loss, healthy lifestyle in general, as well as a bunch of recipes, tips, and things like that. The reason why I started this channel is because I went through my very own weight loss journey and just like healthy lifestyle change. So I started this channel just to share some information with you. If you haven't seen my weight loss journey video, I will add it right up here, and then I'll also add it on the description. Now, before we get started, once the video is over, of course, if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you can get notified every time I put out a video. In today's video, I am going to talk about life after ideal protein. So if you don't know what ideal protein is, it's pretty much a diet. So if you're not familiar with ideal protein, I also have a video explaining what ideal protein is. So I will add it right up here and then also on the description below. So this video is mostly to talk about life after ideal protein. The reason why I decided to make this video specifically is because, first of all, when I started ideal protein, which was a little bit over 2 years ago, I was always very concerned and very worried of what was going to happen after I reached my goal or after I was done with the diet, just because it's kind of like a restrictive diet, and then you also like eat specific foods that they sell you. So I was afraid of just going back to like the normal world where I wasn't following a diet and I wasn't eating the foods that they gave me, and I just was like concerned of what that would look like and if I would gain the weight back. So I'm actually part of some Facebook groups that are mostly support groups for people that are doing the ideal protein plan. So I went ahead and I posted a comment asking people what questions they had for all of those that have already gone through the program, who were able to reach their goals or completed the program and have been successful or haven't gained the weight back after at least a year after the program. So the question that most people had, of course, was, how do you keep it off? So once I go back to my regular lifestyle, how do I make sure that I don't gain the weight back? So that's why I wanted to make this video, just so I can share with you my experience of what my life is after ideal protein. If you are interested in knowing what my life was while I was doing ideal protein, like I said, you can go back to my video, which explains all of that, and you can find that video in the description below. So I started ideal protein on April of 2018, and I will share a picture somewhere here on the screen of me when I started the diet. So that was April of 2018, and I started the diet after actually going to the doctor, and the doctor, telling me that due to health reasons, I should really try and lose weight. So I was recommended by a doctor. So my mom and I went to the clinic, and that's how it all started. That's how I found out about ideal protein. So I started on April of 2018, and then I stopped the diet on October of 2018. So I did the diet or the plan for 7 months. During those 7 months, I lost 45 pounds. Like, it was just, the change was insane. Like, it was hard to believe, because I have been through so many diets in the past in which I have lost about maybe 30, 35 pounds, and the change was not even close to the change that I saw with ideal protein. So I will also put a picture up here on the screen of myself when I stopped ideal protein. So after doing the diet for 7 months, I actually did not go through the entire program, which has several phases, and then you go into what it's called maintenance. I didn't go through all of that, and mostly it was because I really just wanted to, first of all, I wanted to work out. Because of the weight loss, I was starting to have a lot of loose skin, which I still have some, but I really wanted to start working out to help with that. And then I just also wanted to really just start moving, which was crazy because I used to hate working out, and now I love working out. But I decided that I wanted to start doing that. So I stopped the program on phase 1. I never went through the other phases. I never went through maintenance, because I also, I am a believer that, for example, if you go into maintenance, I don't want you to feel like you're on the diet for the rest of your life. You know, like you're like, oh, I'm in maintenance, so I need to follow this plan forever. If not, I'm going to gain the weight back. And I just don't feel like that's a healthy lifestyle, just to feel like you have to be on a constant diet the entire time. Something that I want to really point out is that something that Ideal Protein did for me is I realized that I had to make a lifestyle change. This couldn't just be another diet that I did for 7 months and then just went back to eating the way I was eating before, because then of course I would have gained the weight back. So what I really decided to do once I stopped Ideal Protein is I decided that I was just going to make a lifestyle change completely from what I used to have before, or the lifestyle that I used to have before April of 2018. So when I stopped Ideal Protein, the very first thing that I did was join a gym. I did not enjoy working out. I had never before enjoyed working out, and I had joined gyms several times, but I had never been successful. Like, I would join the gym and then maybe go for a month and then never show up again. So once again, I decided that this time was going to be different. And you couldn't just count on being motivated all the time, because let's be honest, we're not going to be motivated all the time. So I actually decided to start drinking pre-workout before going to the gym and working out, and that has been insanely useful for me. So what I would do is about 30 minutes before heading to the gym, I would drink some pre-workout, and then by the time I got to the gym, I was all full of energy and ready to just get started. So what I started doing at the gym was not just cardio. I did do a little bit of cardio, but it was mostly weight training. So I started doing strength training, and that just changed completely. I actually really enjoy it now, and now I do it around 6 days a week. So that really changed everything. Also, once you start working out, you're able to eat a little bit more because you are burning some calories. So that is always really helpful. So the first thing that I did once I stopped Ideal Protein was, like I said, I joined the gym and I started working out. Back then, I did not work out 6 times a week. I started going between 3 and 4 times a week. So that's how I started. But even if I wasn't motivated, even if I didn't want to do it, I would still get up, drink my pre-workout, change into my workout clothes, and I would go to the gym. And even if I didn't want to be there, I would finish my workout every single time. And there wasn't once when I regretted it, right? I would always regret it if I didn't go. But after going, never regretted it. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing I did, I went back to eating a little bit of everything, but in moderation. So I didn't go crazy and just ate everything I wanted. During the week, I would try to eat healthy. And when I say healthy, I mean, like, for example, for breakfast, I would have yogurt with some fruit. And then for lunch, I did cook my own lunch. I wouldn't just eat whatever they gave me at work or would eat out. I would cook my own lunch, which mostly would be protein, veggies, and a little bit of carbs. And then I would also cook my own dinner. So I wouldn't eat out. I wouldn't order takeout. Like, I would cook my own meals, especially during the week. And also my dinner was mostly protein, veggies, and a little bit of carbs, and then always a salad on the side. I would also always bring my own snacks to work because I knew that I was like, I'm a snacky type of person. I snack a lot. So always having my own snacks that I know that are good for me and that are not going to affect my progress has been very helpful for me, because if I didn't have snacks, I would go out and find them. Like, I would find anything and I would just eat it. So having my own snacks was really helpful. So pretty much, I guess the second thing that I did was just plan ahead. So throughout the week, I would plan all of my meals. I would be very careful with what I ate, eating everything again, eating things that I wanted, but still trying to be healthy. Now, during the weekends, it was a different story. For breakfast, I always try to keep it, again, really light and simple, because for either lunch or dinner, we would normally order food. Now, I did learn how to eat, right? Ideal Protein did teach me that protein is amazing for you. It's really good for you, and so are fruits and veggies. So even when I eat out or even when I order food, I try to order things that have mostly lean protein, veggies, and then a little bit of carbs. Now, that's not always the case, of course. There's times that I want to eat something else. On Sundays, for example, we always order pizza. So something that I learned to do with pizza, for example, was instead of ordering the regular pizza, we get thin crust. So I just started making those little changes in my everyday lifestyle that would allow me to eat everything that I wanted, but that they wouldn't set my goals back, or that wouldn't like really affect my goals. So I started making those little changes. For example, when we would go to like fast food restaurants, I would always go into their menu before, and most of the times you can go online on all of these like fast food restaurants and you can find their nutrition information. So you can see like how many calories, how many fat, and all of that information online before you order. So that was something that I would do also. Like if I knew we were going to go to KFC, for example, I would go in, check their entire menu, see what they had, and then sometimes I was craving something else, so I would order whatever I wanted. And sometimes I learned that if I order just like a grilled chicken breast, and then I could have like a biscuit on the side, like that was a great meal to have, and it wasn't as high in calories as if I was getting fried chicken. Now, like I said, sometimes I would get fried chicken, but it's just about learning of like what your options are and making better decisions when you're ordering food, or when you go to a fast food restaurant, or when you go to a regular restaurant. So it's just about making better decisions. So although I stopped Ideal Protein, I did make an effort just to change my lifestyle, like I said, and just trying to eat a little bit healthier on my everyday life. But then also on the weekends or when I go out, I do try to enjoy myself and have, regular food or cake or donuts or dessert or pizza. But I just make sure to not do it every single day. I'm not saying you should not follow all of Ideal Protein's phases and progress and go through phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maintenance. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it or that no one should do it. I'm just sharing with you what my personal experience was and how even before I got to my goal weight, it was just too much for me. I was tired of it. I was not following it 100% anymore because I felt like it was a little bit too restrictive for me. So that's why I decided to stop. Now, I know that a lot of people go all the way through with it and it works great for them, so that's amazing. In my case, I just really wanted something different. I just wanted a little bit more freedom in what I ate, and I also wanted the possibility or the ability to work out. So if going through all the phases and going through maintenance works for you, because you need a little bit more of a structure, or you just like it, that's amazing. For me, like I said, I enjoy food a lot and I love eating. So it was just getting I was just getting frustrated, to be honest, of not being able to just eat the foods that I loved. For example, I love tortillas, I love avocado, and I love fruit. And those are some of the things that you're not allowed to have while you're on Ideal Protein. So after 7 months, I just decided that I needed to, I just needed a change. I just needed something different. So like I said, with Ideal Protein, I lost 45 pounds. In 7 months. I went from a size 16 to a size 8 with Ideal Protein. After stopping Ideal Protein, like I said, I still had a really healthy lifestyle and I was able to maintain the weight off for about 6 months. After those 6 months, it was just by watching what I ate. I wasn't calorie counting, I wasn't doing any of that. I was just watching what I ate and I was working out 3 to 4 times a week. After those 6 months, I decided that I wanted to lose a little bit more weight. So I tried doing Ideal Protein again and I just couldn't do it. I just was not, my mindset wasn't there. I wasn't ready to just go back to such a restrictive diet. So I decided to start macro counting and calorie counting. By doing that, I lost about another 10 pounds doing that in around, let's see, September, October, November. In about 3 months, I lost about 10 pounds. And now I was working out around 5 to 6 days a week. So, so it's possible to, after Ideal Protein, to maintain the weight off and even to lose more weight without having to go back into Ideal Protein. So I guess for those that wonder, like, how do you keep the weight off? I'm gonna tell you, it's not easy, but the answer is by changing your lifestyle. I mean, you cannot go back to eating the way you did before, because unfortunately that's what got us to the point where we had to even start doing Ideal Protein. So you have to see this diet or this plan as more of a lifestyle change. So this diet is going to help you get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm ready to go back to my life and just make the necessary changes so that I can still be healthy and still maintain my weight off, but so also I can, you know, go back to a restaurant and order whatever I want, have whatever I want for breakfast, or have carbs, because with Ideal Protein, you don't need carbs, you don't have cake, you don't have donuts, you don't need tacos. So all of those things, I mean, you will be able to do it. You just have to be conscious, you know, like when you go out, for example, a restaurant, like the portions tend to be really, really large. So you're just gonna have to like start listening to your body and know like, oh, I'm starting to get full. I don't need to finish this. So you just stop when you're full. And you know, just making those changes and just knowing, for example, carbs are not the devil. I eat a ton of carbs. And it's been for me over 2 years that I started Ideal Protein, and it's been 1.5 years since I stopped Ideal Protein. And I mean, I've lost over 55 pounds in general since starting Ideal Protein, 45 with Ideal Protein and 10 without Ideal Protein. So, I mean, it's definitely possible. You can definitely do it. I will tell you, don't just expect motivation to just be what drives you, because unfortunately we can't be motivated 100% of the time. That's just not how life works, but still do it. You know, like even if you don't feel motivated, still do it. You're not gonna like it, you're gonna be in a bad mood, but still do it. And trust me, you will not regret it. I do once again want to point out that I have nothing against Ideal Protein. I actually love Ideal Protein, and I've always said that this is the diet that changed my life. And if I hadn't done Ideal Protein, or if I hadn't followed this diet, I don't know, but I would have probably never gone into this lifestyle, which, you know, now I'm all about nutrition and about, you know, healthy lifestyle and all of that. So I do think Ideal Protein for all of that. And if I could do it all over again, I would do it the exact same way. So I love Ideal Protein. I really do. And I am so thankful to that plan. And I will always be, and I've actually recommended it to a lot of my friends because I'm living proof that it works. But I do also believe that it's not sustainable in the long term. It's good to help you get to a point where you're happy and you're healthy, and then from there you just have to go back to your regular lifestyle, because I mean, it's impossible. And I feel like that's the problem with most diets, is that you follow this really strict diet for months, and then all of a sudden when you're done, you just go back to the way you used to eat before, and then you gain the weight back. So if you're planning on starting Ideal Protein, or if you already started Ideal Protein, see this as a lifestyle change. See this as the first step to that lifestyle change, so that Ideal Protein can get you to the place where you want to be. And then from there, start making little lifestyle changes that will, you know, help you get to the point where you don't have to weigh your food anymore. You don't have to be scared of carbs. You don't have to be scared of fat. You don't have to, you know, live out of products that someone's selling you, that you can just go back to your life. And it's going to take time and a lot of learning. I mean, it's been 2 years and I'm still learning. I understand that it's a process, and we have to learn, and we all have to go through that process, but you can be successful as long as you do see this as a lifestyle change. So just to sum this real quick, life after Ideal Protein is amazing. I am so thankful to the diet. I will always be. I work out around 5 to 6 times a week now because I enjoy it, not because I have to. I really do enjoy it. I do weight training, I do strength training, and then I do a little bit of cardio. I'm also really careful with what I eat. When I'm trying to do a cut, or when I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, I do calorie counting and macro counting, which allows me to pretty much eat everything I want in moderation. And then I just decided to shift my lifestyle and just shift the way that I saw things into being healthy is not a burden. It's not something that I just do to lose weight. It's just my lifestyle now. And honestly, it doesn't just help you lose weight, it does help you feel better. I used to have a lot of acid reflux. I used to be bloated all the time. My skin has improved. Like, there's a lot of things that have really improved and have really changed just from making this lifestyle change. So if you're going through Ideal Protein, or you're thinking on doing it, do it. It's a great diet. If you follow it, you will lose the weight. And if you decide to really make that lifestyle change, you will be successful and you will get to your goal, whatever that is, as long as you see this not just as a diet, but as a lifestyle change. So I guess this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, once again, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.